What up, everyone? So thanks for joining me again on another video. If you didn't watch last week's video, go check it out. I was prepping the car to get it ready to bring it to the dyno, which we're doing today, actually. Today, I'm just trying to finish up a couple things. If you see, front bumper's off. There's no oil filter. In the process of doing an oil change, then I gotta still do, when I try to bleed the clutch again, I gotta get the cap back, and oil change is almost done. Those are just a couple more things I gotta do before we're ready to pick up the trailer and then bring it down to Pennsylvania. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but my little relocation kit thing was leaking again. I have no idea where it was leaking from, so I completely dismantled it. I actually put silicone on. I put Teflon tape on the inside of these fittings, the ones that go into the relocation block, and then I actually use gasket maker for the AN fitting that goes onto that, just to try to seal off any possible leak, because it's kind of annoying taking this thing off all the time and putting it back. So oil is drained out of the car. I got to throw the oil filter back on, which this one that I got is massive, so we'll actually see about that one. If it doesn't fit, which I should probably check now, I should probably put it on, close the hood, see, make sure it fits. If it doesn't fit, then we're gonna have to run to AutoZone and get a new one, different style. Then I think we're very close to leaving then. Yeah, we're not gonna have any problems with this. Alright, so appears that is good. So we're going to continue with this oil change. This time, last time before I built the motor I had Motul 5W40, just for this oil change, because it was fast. I was able to get it since I forgot to get more oil. I'm going with Pennzoil Ultra Platinum, doing a 10W30 just to do a little bit thicker to take up any gaps that might be like in the rings and stuff like that. And then we're gonna see about bleeding the clutch a little bit. So this engine takes 4.5 liters of oil, which is roughly like 4.75 quarts. I just put in 4. I'm gonna start checking the oil level now before I go any further. I might have to do a whole nother quart because I do have the oil cooler, and this oil filter is a little thicker, so it's gonna take a little bit more, but I'm gonna check it anyway. And then we'll move on. So it actually looks pretty good right now. I'm probably just gonna leave it where it is. Gonna start the car in a little bit, and then we'll check it again. But right now it's good. So the oil change is done. I guess it's done. Like I said, I'm gonna start the car up and double check it afterwards. I'm gonna try to bleed the clutch once again. This past time it actually worked really good. Just when I start the car, I gotta pump the clutch a couple times, so I feel like there might be a little air left in it, so we're gonna try to bleed it again, and try to get any of that out. I'm trying my best with that one, because I can't, at this point I have no idea what the issue is, but gonna attempt to bleed it quick. Probably just do that off camera quick, so I don't have to deal with trying to show you underneath the car. Then I just gotta roll the car out and get the rest of the catback exhaust out from the attic of the garage. Then we could go get go try to get the trailer and then get the show on the road. One last thing, since I'm getting intercooler piping done and the exhaust, just to load the car up on the trailer, I can't have the bumper on because it scrapes, so I'm just gonna leave the bumper home. I'm not even gonna take it with me. They'll have plenty of room to do the piping, I guess, hopefully. I almost forgot one other thing. I had this button, just like a push button. I gotta I'm actually just gonna wire it in somewhere right now. I'm not even gonna try to mount it. I want to see if they can hook this up as a 2-step button for the tune. So that's one thing. It's really just 2 wires. I remember reading somewhere that you could, with the AEM, there's extra ports or something that you could hook it up to a ground or power. So I'm just gonna pick a ground somewhere in the car, hook this up, and then the other end I'm just gonna run by the ECU, and then hopefully they know what to do with it, because I have no idea. If anything, they might be able to wire just something like, well, the clutch isn't gonna work, but I know people wire it to the clutch switch as like a activation, but there's nothing going to my clutch, since this was once an automatic car, and then whoever swapped it did whatever they did to swap it. Then the other thing I want to do is take my old air fuel ratio gauge and O2 sensor, put that in the trunk just in case there's issues with this one that's in the car, which there shouldn't be issues, but I'm gonna take it just in case, where we could just swap it out possibly on the dyno to get a better reading. Fast forward about like 30 seconds later, because that was super quick, because I didn't actually hook it up anywhere. Got all the extra wire hanging here. That one is going back to that relay panel over there. It's just hooked into one of the grounds. I can't really, very tight in here, so I can't tell you. I can't show you very well, but then the other end is just coiled up because I don't know where it's supposed to go yet. So hopefully the shop I'm bringing it to knows where to go, or I could research it a little bit more and then do it before we dyno it, but the car's gonna stay there for a week. Just gotta bleed clutch and take the things down from the attic. Then trailer time. All right, so the clutch is bled. Hopefully, I don't know if it's good. Just gonna throw this wheel back on and make sure I take the wrenches off. Look, my brake pads are wearing unevenly, but that won't be an issue because we're swapping those out eventually. Alright, so I'm going to get the trailer. I'll be right back, which should be 2 seconds for you? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back with the trailer. Car's off the jack stands. I don't remember if you noticed last one. Trailer is parked on the street at the moment with the truck. I'm gonna probably pull this car, turn it around, and then try to pack the trailer into the driveway because no power steering. So I'm take all the extra space I have now and do that. Warm up a minute because it doesn't really want to run properly at the moment, I guess because I don't have no idle air control valve, so give it a couple minutes. Let's do it. Now let's see how many tries it takes with the trailer. This is my 4th time pulling a trailer, or only second time pulling it into a driveway. Like actually having to back it into a spot, so wish me luck. Not horrible, it was like 3 tries. So, bleeding in the clutch, I have no idea what to do with that because it doesn't work. It actually worse than it was. So I might actually have this shop that I'm bringing it to check it out. I'm going to PSI Proformance in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. So they're gonna be doing the intercooled piping and exhaust. I got everything on my checklist that I made is done. So I think I'm ready to head out of here and bring it to them. As I was loading the car up, it ended to sound a little weird, but I don't know if it's always sounded like that, but I would just heard it from like underneath, or maybe it was like the trailer making some weird noise, but just gonna send it. All right, so we made it here. Just got to offload and then paperwork. So after about 5 hours of driving total, we're finally back home. Car is gone, and truck is there. Trailer dropped off. That was a lot of. It hit a little bit of traffic. Wasn't too bad. Car's in good hands now. We're gonna do the intercooler piping. They're gonna do the exhaust for me. They are gonna check out my clutch because I can't bleed the damn thing correctly. Maybe I'm just retarded or whatever. I can't get it bled right, so they're gonna check that out for me. And they're also gonna do like some whole little break-in pre-dyno thing for me. They actually send the oil out to, I think it's Blackstone, to be tested, and they send the sample. They send the sample, it comes back, blah, blah, blah. And it's gonna go down because I didn't break in the engine very well. I want to say I maybe drove it about 50 miles total, and that's exaggerating too. So they're gonna do this whole break-in process on the dyno and all this stuff. So should be fun. We go back next week. Today's Friday. We go back next Friday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, to see it dyno tuned and not blow up on the dyno. Fingers crossed for that one too, by the way. Thanks for joining me. Drop a like. Have any questions? Leave them down in the comments and subscribe to see the next video of it on the dyno. We're gonna hopefully make 600 horsepower. We're hoping for it. So, I mean, anything, we just want reliable. We just want safe. So if it's not 600, we'll be happy with that, but at least one pole 600 would be nice. We'll see. Join me on the next one. See you later.